And we are live. Welcome to the Mythos Mystery Society presents Mr. Corbitt, a Bubblegumshoe adventure, brought to you by Schmuckies. Schmuckies. Shit, I got gum on my shoe. Tonight it's MYTHOSCON 2021. This is the second year of us doing MYTHOSCON, so this is a really exciting time, and we have a bunch of brand new faces here today. Actually, I think all of you were technically in like a side episode we did, but not like live on the internet. We just recorded that for funsies and stuff. So this is going to be fun and fresh for everybody here. With that, I'm Dave. I'm the keeper tonight. My pronouns are he, him, and we will go around and briefly introduce each other. And we'll start with Alicia, because you're on the left side.
Hi, my name's Alicia, and I'll be playing Ash, or Black Ash.
Ashley Black Ash. And then we'll go to Mossy.
Hey, I'm Mossy. I'm playing Fenston Fitzwilliam.
All right, and then we'll Gina.
I'm Gina. I'm playing Jesse Davies.
And Mike.
My name is Mike, and I will be playing Lee Kennedy.
Lee Kennedy, and then we can go to Brennan.
Hi, my name is Brennan, and I'll be playing as Dusty Coupler.
Ooh, we got some bad echo there. You guys got it? Okay, cool. With that, we will begin. It is Prosper Cove, Michigan in the 90s, nebulously the 90s. No specific time or date, but it's Thanksgiving. I know this is a Halloween. We're playing this during Halloween, but it is Thanksgiving in Prosper Cove. You are all on your way to a Friendsgiving, essentially. All of your parents are friends with each other, and every year they decide to have a little Friendsgiving to get together and kind of celebrate the neighborhood and stuff like that. With that, you usually rotate whose house it's being done at, but whose house are we having Friendsgiving at this year?
I believe it's at my palace.
Palace. Welcome to my
parents' estate, I should say.
Amazing. So we're at Fenston's, the Fitzwilliam estate, which is the one that I believe everyone probably looks forward to the most when the circle comes around to have Friendsgiving at, because Fenston's the rich kid and everything about Fenston's house is great. So Fenston, because you're setting up with your parents, go ahead and describe your parents, and then maybe tell us a little bit about Fenston, and tell us what dish Fenston's parents have come up with for the Friendsgiving.
Sure. My mother is Barbie Fitzwilliam. She was a beauty queen, and state beauty queen actually for Georgia. And my father is Carlisle Fitzwilliam the Fifth. It's been a long heading down. My older brother is Carlisle the Fitzwilliam the Sixth. So I'm glad I didn't get that, though. I hate the name Carlisle, and I hate my brother. And my dad's all right. My parents, they don't cook, but we were able to get in some nice foie gras, as well as a nice bit of escargot, which I'm sure all of the children will have, just like me, because I have such a refined palate that I'm sure my other friends, like Dusty, I'm sure he loves escargot. I've seen him eat snails before.
Oh no. Amazing. So with that, I want to say the time is drawing near. You've had I guess you can say you've had like, or are you so rich that you have like servants in your house, or are you just like not that level? Like,
oh, well, we're rich. We don't have servants in our house. They stay in the back.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. All right, with that, I guess the servants have fixed up the house. You're all just waiting for the guests to arrive. Who arrives first? Just whoever's ready, because I'm going to ask you the same questions. Tell us a little bit about your character, describe your parents, describe what dish they brought to the Friendsgiving.
So Jessie, she is into Glee Club, and she has a binder full of all her favorite celebrities and is really in the know about celebrity gossip. My mom is a nurse, and she doesn't mind my silly stuff. My dad is a businessman. I don't know what he does. He takes a briefcase to work. And he's like not really into it, but he's nice enough. Oh, we brought mac and cheese. It's good stuff. My mom made it.
Hell yeah, the mac and cheese. So I guess, yeah, the door rings. Fenston, you probably run to the door to let Jesse in. Now, I want to say your parents are all friends, but you guys might not necessarily be friends. You could be. You do see each other fairly often and stuff. You're not necessarily all in the same class because you vary in ages and schools that you even go to and stuff. How are Fenston and Jesse? Are you two friends or?
I think that Fenston is snobbish and he's condescending to me because he's all into opera and not into NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Yes, who is this Jessie person you speak of? I've never heard of her.
I've never heard. Amazing. And with that, Jesse, I guess you make yourself at home at the Fitzwilliam estate. Who would like to
I
go
got
next?
a pile of magazines to read.
Hell yeah.
I get to the party next, I think. My parents are just hardworking kind of people, and they just gave me the basics to bring to the party. I've got chips and dip. I am the school's yearbook photographer, and I take the job very seriously since I want to get into journalism one day, just like my father. And so I am anxiously awaiting to get to the party so I can document everything and take pictures of all the action and all the people. And I also don't get along very well with Fitzy. I think his family's hiding something, and I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Awesome. With that, so wait, are your parents with you?
No, they gave me the chips and dip before I left.
And then
Well, now, they dropped me off, and so, they just handed it to me as I got out of the car.
So now we kind of discussed a little bit about your character because your character is related to a character that has shown up in the past.
Yeah, thank God my brother Hank is not coming tonight. That guy is such a freaking nerd.
Yeah, he's that nerd is in Japan with his friend Kenshin at the moment. Or I think his friend's name is actually Kenny, but he prefers to go by Kenshin because both of them are huge anime nerds. But yes, so you arrive at the party, I guess, with chips and dips and no parents. What? So, I guess Fenston's parents are just like, "Oh, Mr. Kennedy, are your parents going to be associated with you today?"
Oh, they will be here later, but they are trying to finish up their work for the day since they don't have servants to help.
Work. I remember such a thing growing up. Oh, okay. Well, come on, boy. You can play with our Virtual Boy or our Super Nintendo, whatever you'd like, while we wait for your parents to show up.
Thank you. Here's the chips and dip that I brought.
Oh, thank you. They kind of go like that, and a servant kind of swoops in from nowhere, grabs the chip and dip, and just kind of disappears to the kitchen. All right, who would like to go next?
I think as the cool kid, I should be coming in last.
Makes sense.
Then I'll step up. Let's see, some questions. So, my mom works 2 jobs, one of which is cleaning up after the Fitzwilliams.
Oh no!
She might actually be here right now. And I never met my father.
Oh no!
So sad. But my mom's
didn't
really
have
great.
very far to go. It's more like you showed up after whatever you were doing that day, and your mom was already here and stuff.
I was just wandering, looking for mom. Let's see. I'm super into Hacky Sack. It's one of my favorite games. It's much better than Rock Sack. Hurts a lot less. For the party, I've chosen to bring Jell-O, but I unfortunately tripped on my way over, and it has a little extra morsels in there now.
Oh no! Oh yes, Dusty. Good to see you, old boy. Your mom was in the kitchen. If you'd like to go meet her and maybe tidy up a little bit, they like to slyly suggest you get clean before entering your. We have a hose out back if you'd like it. Just get a little spray down.
Or maybe just spray me as I'm approaching the front door.
We love the Keplers. They make us feel so good about ourselves.
We have a special serpent's hose.
The serpent's go use the serpent's hose. Oh boy.
And should I describe my relationship with fencing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, all of you could describe your relationships with each other as you think of them and stuff too.
Okay. I was just gonna say I've tried to get along with Fitzy, but after he made me eat all those snails, our relationship could be described as less than friendly.
Those ones were escargot.
Those ones.
I was trying to be nice. Those ones.
Amazing. With that, I think Ashley would probably show up.
Okay. So I have brought some pre-made, from the store mac and cheese because, I was too cool and didn't have time to make anything. So, my parents are the reason why I'm here. I don't really actually know anybody here just because, I'm too cool for everybody. So.
You're so fucking cool. How are your so your parents are here, right? What are your parents kind of like? Are they as cool as you are?
No, my parents are kind of lame, man. I don't know. I don't even really pay attention to what they do anymore.
They just don't understand.
Yeah, no, I mean, just life is just so dark, man. I don't even get it. Why we were even here.
The reporters for the Rolling Stones. They're so lame.
So you have the two dorkiest parents in the universe, and they come by and they're all super warm with Carlisle, how you been and stuff, and they're wearing glasses and polos and stuff like that, and then you come in a shadow cast in the room. It's everyone can sense your presence as you walk in and everything like that. Just a field of intimidation around.
I'm standing there. I'm just really annoyed to be here. It's so annoying and irritating to be here.
So your parents begin schmoozing. They all kind of get together and they start just kind of chatting and drinking wine and the usual what parents do at Thanksgiving kind of spiel. Fenston, what kind of festivities do you have for all the kids at the kitty table?
Yes, our 60-foot long kitty table. We have surrounding us at this table. We have your air hockey sets. We have the NES, the SNES, the Sega. Dreamcast, which we got 4 years earlier than it was supposed to come out.
A prototype, they say. My father works for Sega. My uncle.
My father is Sega. But lots of we have skee ball. We have servant ring toss, where you try to throw rings on top of our servants' heads. Lots of different games for us to play.
Amazing. And with that, I guess you guys are all playing games, or how do you interact with all this stuff together? Do you guys like to play games together, or do you kind of just do your own things while your parents are having a great time? Or
I'm gonna follow around whatever Jesse's doing.
Yeah, I'll play a game. Do you want to play, Mike? Or Lee?
Totally.
What game do you guys play?
Whatever is the most popular fighting game in 1994.
Probably Street Fighter 2. That seems right.
Street Fighter 2.
I'll go with that. I sucked at it, but if you mash X as E Honda, he just goes like this the whole time, and you can win against basically all of your friends.
Yes, I remember that too.
After some, I guess you can say just kind of hanging out and everything like that. Before dinner is served, a couple more guests come in. They're, you usually see them. They don't really have kids or anything, so they don't bring their kids because they don't exist. But after a bit, you essentially the star of Red Heights, which is the neighborhood in Prosper Cove that you guys live in, enters the house, and his name is Mr. Gerald Corbitt. Everybody knows this guy in town. He's the most popular guy in town. Everybody's got a story about a time that Mr. Corbitt has done something really nice for them, or it's he gave me his kidney. Oh, he gave me his kidney too. Are you saying Mr. Corbitt has no kidneys? Maybe. but like he's just an overall good Samaritan. Like, oh, I remember the time that he gave us $1,000 to help us get out of debt and stuff like that. Just overall good Samaritan. This guy comes in and the entire room erupts with like applause, and they're all like cheering him on, and like he just looks like a normal, unassuming dude. Like parted haircut, glasses, he's still wearing his business suit because he just got off of work and everything like that. And yeah, he's kind of like the life of the party. He shows up at the Fitzwilliam house. And yeah, you kind of have a good Thanksgiving. It's nice. How does dinner go? Does any drama happen?
I was very busy taking pictures of everyone's food and them eating it. I don't know if they appreciated it.
But I did. You got the bottom of it. To the bottom
Everybody
of this
ate.
dinner.
Everybody ate Ashley's mac and cheese despite it being store-bought, and nobody ate Jesse's mac and cheese.
Oh.
My mom ate it. It was so good.
Your mom's just like, I guess we're gonna have mac and cheese for dinner tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, mac and cheese for the rest of the week, I think, actually, because I made a lot of it. 3 whole tubs. Nobody touched any of them, huh?
People were upset that we
Everybody's-
killed. People were upset that we killed, dressed, and cooked the turkey at the table.
A cultural
Yes.
faux pas for sure. That's how Dusty's used to it, though.
We're very traditional. Fitzwilliams goes 5 generations back.
Alrighty, and with that, I want to say the night kind of goes on, and the guests start to leave slowly. Do all of you have a sleepover every year, or do you go back to your houses? You don't have to have a sleepover for the story to continue. Let's put it that way. I'm just asking.
I think I'll head home.
Yeah, same.
With all of your mac and cheese. And you got photos you got to develop the old-fashioned way, because the internet is not quite what it is today.
Digital cameras, those are just so flaky. Nobody would use those.
Why would
Real
anyone
photographers use film.
Amazing. And then they go to the Super Kmart, and that's where they develop it for like 2 days. With that, Fenston, we are at your house. I want to say it's 2 a.m. Why do you get up at 2 a.m.? Do you got to pee? Do you got to get something to drink? Do you usually get up at 2 a.m.?
Yes, I got up at 2 a.m. and got up Dusty's mother so she could make me a PB&J sandwich. My midnight,
Make you
my
a good
2 a.m.
one.
snack.
So, Miss Kepler is you tell her to go do that, but she's taking an awfully long time. So I want to say you probably go down to the kitchen to see if you can either make it yourself or just see what's the holdup and stuff like that.
I'm trying to find out where the servant's kitchen is.
I'm lost in my own house. You find yourself in the kitchen, your kitchen, I guess, because you just can't find the other kitchen. It's one of the 3 kitchens, and it's either the one in the basement or can't really figure it out. But you're in the kitchen, and you turn on the lights and stuff. Maybe you grab yourself a drink while you wait for Miss Kepler to come back with your sandwich. You see a light next door, and what I kind of forgot to mention it, but Mr. Corbitt is your neighbor. He lives in the mansion within earshot of you. You got a good enough estate, but like you can see Mr. Corbitt's house from your kitchen window, relatively decently close. The only reason that Mr. Corbitt's house kind of strikes you is that one of the lights is on, and it's 2 a.m. It's a second floor light, and you're like, oh, it's kind of weird that the light's on and stuff. Do you have any points, or would you like to use a skill at all?
Intuition. I have a feeling something kinky is going down.
Oh my. And you are a child. So
I
this
am.
is uber exciting. Now, do you have a point in it that you would like to spend, or do you just want to go base level?
I have 10 points.
Holy shit. Wait, what? Oh, is that a general ability? Oh, intuition
Yeah.
is a general ability. Okay, so if it is a general ability, you would have to roll for it, which I could let you roll. I mean, you do have a 10 in it, so you could... I want to say this is probably an intuition roll of 2 points.
Sure, I'll just try to roll for 2 or better. Then.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll.
3.
3. Okay, so you passed. So what you see is you're kind of like, you're sipping your water, and you're looking up at this house, and you're like trying to get a closer look. You kind of like lean over the kitchen, And then it just kind of looks like a yellow light at first, and then all of a sudden you see what looks like a figure, like a silhouette. It's against the yellow light. This is strange too, because it doesn't look like Mr. Corbitt, who famously lives alone. It looks like somebody else, and you can't quite sure what you're making out. You do notice that it is a thin figure, like not like just kind of a scrawny, thin figure. Longer hair, it looks like, based on the silhouette, because the head just kind of like goes down like this. Hard to tell what it is. And then you kind of hear something at the front door of Mr. Corbitt's house that kind of snaps you out of it. And as you turn to look at what's going on at the front door of Mr. Corbitt's house, for a faint second, you could have sworn that the silhouette's head fell off. But when you look back, the silhouette isn't there at all. It's just the lights are still on, but there's no silhouette standing in the doorway, which is weird. But what caught your attention is that you see Mr. Corbitt. Again, it's 2 a.m. He's at his front door, and he's got what looks like a couple bags of groceries in his hand. And it looks like he's dropped one. He's bending over to pick it up, and he's looking around a little frantically. You rolled for intuition, and you succeeded, so you can see it, and you're like, is he picking up a human arm? He picks up something that kind of looks like a human arm, quickly stuffs it inside of the bag, opens the door, and goes in. And as you're just like, you hear, "I'm sorry, Mr. Fitzwilliam, here you go," behind you. And it's Dustin's mom with a sandwich. It's like, "I went to your room, you weren't there. I had to get jelly from the pantry out in the second shack." The grocery shack that we have. It took me
Throw
forever.
it away.
It's 2 miles away.
Throw it away. I've lost my appetite.
Oh my god. How can I feed Dusty? You make her throw it away.
Don't give him that sandwich. Throw it away, I say.
I want you to throw it in the trash compactor in front of my eyes. She's crying the entire... No, it's not that bad. But yeah, when you turn back, Mr. Corbitt is inside. All the lights in the house seem to have turned off. It's almost like maybe you were dreaming. It is 2 a.m. You're tired. You've had a long day. It's Thanksgiving. And you have to be up early in the morning because it's Black Friday. So with that, we're going to cut to the morning. It's still going to be Fenston's house. Fenston is... you're having breakfast with your parents. At the super long table.
How are you doing, mother? Father? They're all the way down.
Doing okay.
Why wouldn't you have telephones? Don't you have enough?
Telephones. Reach the other side.
Oh, right. Fenston's mother. Mrs. Kepler, come here. I'm going to tell you. You run all the way down. Tell them. Then run back.
Amazing. But yes, you're having... What do you have for breakfast, Fenton?
Cheerios. Gold plate Cheerios.
Amazing. You have like a little cheese parmesan grinder that it just puts gold flakes on your Cheerios. With that, it is early in the morning. I want to say you were up at 2 a.m. It is now like 6 a.m. because your parents are planning on buying out all the doorbusters before all the poors can get them. Just to have them, you know how it is. We need like 20 TVs for the back house and stuff. But yeah.
We're just going to buy that Staples itself, the entire thing. Tell the rest of them to go home. Tell them go home.
Your father's having a steak for breakfast. Yeah, you can ask questions about anything, or but yeah, you're all just having like a family breakfast as you're getting ready for the doorbusters and stuff.
Mother, sorry, Mrs. Kepler.
Yes.
Please ask Mother if she has noticed anything weird with Mr. What was his name again?
Corbitt.
Corbitt.
No, we're not gonna do. So your mother is like, anything strange? What do you mean, darling?
I mean, I was up last night around 2 a.m. for my usual midnight snack, which took forever. Something must be done about that. When I could have swore I saw Mr. Corbitt. I thought I saw a human arm. Not attached to Mr. Corbitt, not like normal.
I was about to say,
arms.
Mr. Corbitt famously has 2 arms, darling.
Yes, he gave away one, and then somebody else gave him theirs. Such a nice guy.
And he refused. He said that he knew some sort of procedure to grow it back.
Just like he did with his 2 kidneys.
With both. But a human arm, you say? Oh, that just sounds preposterous. There's. I mean, you must have been dreaming. It was what you said. 2 a.m. is your famous time that you usually get up.
It is. I saw what I saw, Father. You should trust me on that.
You know,
After all, didn't I tell you wisely to choose to invest in IBM?
you did. You're a solid stocksman, Fenston. I'll give you that. But as far as seeing what you saw, there's no way it could be true. Mr. Corbitt is famously the most pristine person in town, and I refuse to believe that your little horror stories that maybe Dusty was getting into your mind a little bit that night, and you were probably just having a bad dream. Did you see anything else then? Some space monster maybe landing on the building or something?
Father, don't be preposterous. I saw a thin figure lose its head.
Thin figure? Mr. Corbitt, he does not have any family. He lives alone. He doesn't even have servants. He refuses to have servants. He's, you know why? You know why he doesn't have servants, why he lives alone, don't you?
Yes, he gave away all of his wealth to them, and then they invested it wisely and gave it back to him.
No, darling. He lost his, what's it? He had a wife and a daughter, and he lost them both in a car accident, unfortunately. So now he likes to live alone because he's going through some things.
That's also famously why he doesn't own a car.
Yes, that's why he runs everywhere now. He owns a car. He owns a rather nice car. We gifted it to him, actually. It used to be our car. It was just an old Dodge we had lying around.
It's a 1919 Dodge.
In fact, honey, I believe, didn't you say, if her daughter was still, or if his daughter was still alive, she'd be about your age nowadays, little Fitzy, about 14. But that was a while ago. That was a long time ago. I want to say 6 years, maybe.
I have no recollection of her ever being alive.
That's because, well,
despite being our neighbor. But you know what? I generally don't pay any mind to anybody who's not at least talking at the 7th grade level, which I doubt she was at that point. That's right, talking at the 7th grade level, not reading.
Not reading.